Welcome to Bad Company Gym, one of the United Kingdom's most legendary Muay Thai gyms right here in Leeds. We're going behind the scenes to meet world-class fighters, legendary coaches, and find out what makes this place elite. And as usual, I'm going to get some sparring rounds in with these high-level fighters.
Hello. Yo. Welcome to our gym.
Yeah, bro. How are
Such
you,
a
mate?
pleasure meeting you.
You're right. How you doing, mate? Four styles. So the first one we'll start with. I like this one when people know like you've got someone stepping in, heavy a jab, bam, glove in his face, boom. I just boom, bong, boom, boom. Ah, yes. Yeah, boom, boom. Yeah, nice. But the same idea as when you go out there, you can go bam, boom. You can go out there. You might want to go boom, back of the neck, boom, and then kick there, boom. Out so I can pull it down to get whipped, boom. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And then next time, when you've got that, boom, boom. Oh, yes. Nice, that's it. And if you have got someone who's just covering up like that, another one you can do, you go bam, bam. The next time, jab pull, and I know that's what they're gonna do. Jab lands, the right comes past. As you pull it, step off and whip that, and then boom. Nice. Teep and just got there, boom, yeah, just right on the hip, but I don't like teeping there because like when you're fighting, there's sweat and there's Vaseline and there's Thai oil, it might slip off. And go 1, 2, bam. When he comes back at me, lift, jab, boom, down to the leg. Yes, go, bam, bam, nice. The first one I think, oh, he's ready to block now. Next one I think, snap, boom. I know he's gonna block, I just pull it and I have to snatch. I push on that hand so he can't throw out. Bam. If you come inside and he leans back and the elbow misses, I'll end up with my back over here. But if I come on the outside, if he leans back, nice, yeah. Back, nice, yeah. So if you go live, you go fake, boom, lift, boom. So when I catch the kick and it's up there and his arm's in my face, boom. But yeah, nice, yeah. He's bleeding. I'm catching, I'm stepping, boom. Boom, nice, good work.
Thank you. Can I get one more photo with you?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Let me do my hair.
So I'm here with Richard Smith, the owner of Bad Company, as well as the coach of Liam Harrison. What are your thoughts on hard sparring?
I don't like hard sparring. You know, I've been in the sport a long time. I don't really like to see people taking an awful lot of damage and punishment in the gym. There's a little bit of a place for it under control, just so that the fighter knows what they're in for when they do the fight. But at the end of the day, when you've done that a couple of times and you've had a few fights, you know what's coming. You don't need to.
If you're first starting out, do you think it's important to get some hard sparring rounds in to get it?
I don't. Personally, I don't like it. I think you know we need to learn. We need to learn to enjoy. We need to play. You only learn by play, really. It's like children, isn't it? Like babies. You learn by playing and finding out and making mistakes. And if you're sparring hard, you can't make mistakes, because if you make mistakes, you're going to get knocked out. Well, we don't want that happening in the gym. I think I said to you yesterday, I don't want anybody getting CTE or brain damage on my watch. You know, in 30 years' time, when I see someone who I've taught, 25 years ago, I don't want to see them drooling and not able to feed themselves out, and that I would feel that was my fault. So, at the end of the day, I think most of that happens in the gym rather than in the fight.
It's really nice to hear that, because I personally also hate hard sparring. And it's also nice to hear from a world-class coach that you don't need to do hard sparring to be a successful fighter.
You can't learn, because you can't try new things. You can't ever do what you're not good at,
So your whole family fights.
Yeah.
You fought, your wife fought.
Yeah.
How many kids do you have again?
I have 3 kids.
3 kids, and they all fight.
Yeah, they all
That's
fight.
crazy. What are your thoughts on that? Did you ever want them to focus on another career, or you wanted them to be fighters?
I think I overcomplicated it when they were young, my kids, because I was like, you don't have to do it. I'm not doing it to please me. I've done my thing. If you want to do something else, if you want to play the piano, or you want to be an artist, or you want to, my only wish with my kids was that they had something. I wanted them to be interested in something, rather than just go home and play on the PlayStation or watch the TV.
Fair.
If you have a passion, I think it makes you a more interesting person. And that passion doesn't have to be fighting, and for me to be proud of my kids, they wouldn't have to do the same as I do.
Yeah.
In fact, it makes it hard sometimes.
In your opinion, is it important as a coach to have fight experience to be a great coach?
I think it helps because when you've been in situations yourself, you kind of know how it feels for other people. I have learned a lot more from my mistakes than I have from my successes, and I'm glad that those mistakes were made with myself in the ring rather than on someone else's hopes,
Right.
dreams, careers, health, and all the rest of it.
Obviously, the fighter is always going to eventually become more skilled and can outperform the coach. How does a coach continue to coach students that are better than them? Because all UFC fighters are better than their coach.
So my job as a coach is the same as my job as a parent, and I want my kids to be more than I ever was. I want my kids to be better than I ever was, and I want my fighters and my athletes to be more than I ever was and better than I ever was. And it's really important. A good coach doesn't have that kind of ego. To make somebody better than you is not diminishing you, it's growing you. If you ask somebody about Bad Company Gym, the first person they think of is Liam Harrison, not Richard Smith. And that's how it should be. I don't mind that. That's a good thing. I'm proud to say I've had a hand in creating that. And now I learn from Liam and I learn from the guys. You know, we learn from one another. And yeah, I'm coaching Liam, but sometimes I'll see him do something, and because my mind is more on a coaching plane than his, I can think, like that, we can use that. Or I see my son do something clever that's come naturally to him. So that's what it is. I need to keep learning, and I can only keep learning by either going outside and going to Thailand and training with other people or watching fights and stuff like that, or from internally. If my fighters get better, I get better.
Yes. What is the best method of improving cardio from Muay Thai or fight?
Personally, if you want to get fitter for Muay Thai, do Muay Thai.
Sparring, pad work, bag work, running.
Hard pads. Yeah, even running. I'm not actually a huge advocate of running. I think running's good for weight loss. It's good for getting a bit of strength and endurance in your legs. But personally, if you're going to run, I think you're better doing sprints and fartleks and interval stuff and intensity stuff, because you need to get the energy systems for the higher level intensity stuff rather than the plodding along and running.
Yeah.
You know, if you do 10k before you train, you're going to burn more fat when you train because you've used all your glycogen stores. And all. We use assault bikes a lot in the gym. We use rowing machines a lot in the gym. Short, sharp, Tabata style stuff. In all honesty, my view on that is not for actual bodily fitness, it's for mental. You make it as horrible and as hard as you possibly can in those situations, and the fighter knows that they've been to the wall and know that they can hand in the trenches and they can handle it.
Well, thank you for your knowledge and hospitality.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your time.
Much appreciated.